Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, folks. Flare Network, the dark horse they don't see coming. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And, folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. Anyways, folks, let's see how Flare is the dark horse. Let's find out. Look at this. This is Worm over here. Imagine this. Flare disappears from exchanges. That will be a nightmare for a lot of projects, obviously. Disappearing from a lot of exchanges. Look at this. Why? Because it is too powerful, too essential, and too infrastructure tier for retail speculation. Governments, banks, billionaires, and exchanges themselves now hold it quietly, using it not to trade. Now, this is a keyword over here, not to trade. Imagine someone tells you that, yeah, there is a project over there, a coin over there, a crypto project. That is not there to trade or speculate. You might say that, yeah, that is just smokes and mirrors. How is it possible that you do not want to trade it? Look at this. But to run the world's trustless finance rails. Trustless means that no third parties involved, decentralized, totally decentralized, and basically running everything on it. Financial rails, basically. What would you say? One might say that, yeah, that is too good to be true. But, folks, when it comes to Flare networks, it is not merely for speculation. It is indeed there to provide use cases in the world of finance. What does the world look like? Banks and governments, they don't need permission. They mint F assets, FXRP, FBDC, FDOGE on demand. Their stablecoins are secured by FLR and posted on Flare networks, which they don't control but rely on. Taxes, refunds, aid, pensions, all of them, as you all know, these are common names in the world. In government, citizens are affected by these words over here. They are all handled on a transparent public ledger. So there will be transparency when it comes to taxes, when it comes to aid, when it comes to pension, when it comes to donations, when it comes to charity, using PMW's protocol managed wallets. Exchanges, no more FLR on the books, they run as FTSOs, offering wrapped assets and collecting fees. They hold FLR in the background to maintain uptime, feed data. Now, this is where FLR as a coin is being utilized in the background. It is being utilized in the ecosystem. This is where utility comes. This is why we say that this is a utility project having its use case. For what? To maintain uptime, feed data. Data is the new oil, and it is going to be huge what we can do with data, and mint the assets their users trade. Want yield? Stake your FXRP. Want swaps? FLR's APIs and oracles are quietly doing all the work. Awesome. Ripple launches FXRP trustlessly. No more escrow drama. FXRP is minted without permission by anyone with XRP and a Flare network agent. Ripple even transitions some institutional corridors to use FXRP plus Flare instead of XRPL because more composable, more transparent, more yield. Now you might ask, what happens to FLR holders? If you're a holder of FLR and you do not want to basically trade on it, you're not a trader anymore, basically. You are a liquidity node, a validator, a delegate, a kingmaker. You are earning what? FTSO rewards. Passive income is Flare network is really huge when it comes to passive income, FTSO rewards, minting fees, data feeds, governance power, and people can't buy FLR. They rent your infrastructure. This is BTC post 2017. This is Ethereum post 2021, but bigger. You might ask again, how is it bigger, folks? because FLR is not just a store of value like BTC over here or a gas token like Ethereum. It is the connective tissue between all chains, assets, and data in a public, neutral way. Now, this is where the idea of the title comes from, folks. The connective tissue between all chains. I mean, this is such interesting that it is basically that backbone, that spinal cord of in the world of finance, connecting different chains. It is interoperable, providing data as an oracle, enshrined oracles. It is a layer one as well. So final thoughts, a really good post over here, folks. I really liked it. Final thought: if you hold FLR before it becomes invisible, you don't need to sell it ever, because it becomes the thing everyone else needs to use but can't get anymore. They'll be using FXRP. XRP in itself is a brand. XRP in itself is thriving on, or their narrative is built on utility. Flare basically boasts that it is providing utility to the project that talks about utility the most, XRP. Then the meme king, Doge, they'll be staking FDoge, and then the grandfather, the pioneer, and the driver of the market, they'll be farming FBTC. But you'll be running the rails they all rely on. So basically, you are the kingmaker when it comes to this connective tissue that is connecting all chains, assets, and data. This is what we're talking about, folks. These are some technicals. I know the price is dipping at the moment, but these fundamentals keeps one excited for a while. Flare is forming a bull flag pattern, and it looks like it will break out soon. It looks like the uptrend is about to start. I expect this uptrend to rise to around 0.043, basically almost 4.5 cents, which is the sell wall according to CW over here. But at the moment, folks, the price was dipping, and the market was dipping much more than the rest of the crowd. Anyways, according to this one, it is getting narrower and narrower over here, and the price seems to be launching towards the 4.5 cents levels, 5 cents levels. Let's hope that it happens soon. This is awesome. Well, poetry in trigonometry. Flare silver vault over here. Look at this, breaking out, trying to retest these levels over here, and then hopefully the price rebounds. Or look at this. Flare Networks is now ranked 34th within all chains, with $154.26 million total value locked in DeFi apps. The DeFi of Flare will continue to grow as in the future, as well as more DeFi products and features are launched. This is only pre-F assets. We will have in exciting months for FLR, obviously when F assets come. Folks, when it comes to F assets, I saw this post over here. What is F assets system? Look at this. By the way, this was posted 2 days ago, May 23rd, 2025. Let's check this out.
Today, the total value of all public blockchain assets.
By the way, folks, I hope that no copyright happens.
Is approximately $3.5 trillion. However, more than 70% of this value is made up of tokens from blockchains that can't support smart contracts, a critical requirement for decentralized applications. Built on Flare's core protocols, the F-asset system allows these assets such as Bitcoin, XRP, and Dogecoin to be smart contract ready on Flare. Minting these tokens as F-assets enables holders to participate in staking and yield-generating protocols. For developers on Flare, this means secure, trustless access to a vast amount of currently untapped value and new potential users to securely represent these assets on a smart contract chain without requiring a centralized third party. The F-asset system relies upon Flare's native data acquisition protocols. Firstly, the Flare Time Series Oracle for decentralized price feeds, and secondly, the Flare Data Connector for trustless verification of transactions on the underlying chain. F-assets are backed by 3 asset types: the underlying Flare native token, collateral, and stablecoin. The process of minting and redeeming F assets is supported by independent agents. Their role in the system is secured through over-collateralization by maintaining a strict collateral ratio of 1.3 times more than the underlying assets. To mint F assets, the minters must first select an agent and pay them a small fee to reserve the required collateral. The miner then sends the agent the underlying asset with the Flare data connector used to prove the transactions taking place on the other chain. With the payment verified, the F assets are then minted as ERC20 tokens on Flare. These tokens can be used within DeFi on Flare. F assets unlocks the value of non-contract tokens and makes it DeFi ready. F assets has multi-layered security, such as time-locked escrows with ongoing bug bounties and audits. By converting XRP into FXRP, users can leverage them in various DeFi applications on Flare, such as lending and borrowing, and staking, thus unlocking additional earning opportunities.
Now, this is what we're talking about, folks. Flare, the blockchain for data. This is awesome. Okay. This is Flare community over here. This just goes to show how fast things can change in crypto. The Flare network will provide novel functionality that does not exist anywhere else. You might agree that Flare network, it has something special in it. It has that X factor in it. It is trying to do something unique. No project has ever claimed. Yeah, they have claimed, but practically claim that, yeah, practically prove in the tests that they're providing use case for projects such as XRP, BTC, Doge, providing use cases for those that do not have intrinsic smart contracts. That's a big draw for utility maxis and developers alike. Let's see what this is. Look at this, Flare Network's TVL from inception to now. It is growing. Continuous growth, folks. Look at this. 10 million USD, 15 million USD, exponential growth, 20, 30. It has continuously been growing. Yeah, okay, now we're talking. Yeah, 150 million USD all of a sudden. This happens only in crypto most of the time, that exponential growth, you are accumulating, you are silent, and then suddenly the price spikes or the TVL rises. This is John E. Deaton over here. I've been a believer in Hugo Fillion's vision of DeFi and interoperability. Still think Flare Network could be the sleeper or dark horse many didn't see coming. And look what JSpan Bits and Spend the Bits has achieved, utilizing first the XRPL and then Flare Networks. Anyways, look at this new interview packed with fresh updates from Hugo. Just dropped 11K views right off the bat. Most XRP holders aren't in DeFi, not because they don't want to be, but because secure decentralized yield barely exists. Let's check this out, folks.
The reality is that there's very little yield available for XRP at the moment in any decentralized format. Right there might be yield through entities like your entity, but there's really there's minimal yield available for XRP in a properly decentralized format. You can deposit it to an entity like Celsius or whatever that used to exist, and you could get some yield, and then you can get buggered. But that's we're not trying to do that. We're trying to do this in a decentralized, purely DeFi way. So the yields will be the yields.
Okay. I just, in relation to like prime or, regular interest rates where the Fed's holding things or international bodies.
Well, I mean, look, there's going to be an incentive plan at the beginning, right? We literally kept 20% of the Flare token back to build a war chest to create this ecosystem, right? So we have 20% of the Flare token. And of course, it's not going to go all in day one, and it's not going to go all in anytime soon. But we can pay decent yields to bootstrap this ecosystem. So, once the ecosystem is bootstrapped, once there's a large amount of trading of XRP, large amount of borrowing, large amount of staking, large amount of XRP deposited to create basis trade coins, that then becomes a self-fulfilling organic ecosystem. So, we do see some competitors now in the XRP DeFi space. Absolutely no one has the ability to create an incentive to create this ecosystem that matches Flare.
I would agree with that.
So, folks, what do you guys think about Flare networks? Do you think that it indeed is that connective tissue in the world of finance? And do you think that it indeed is the dark horse many don't see coming? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Decent and its wallets, as well as Patreon, by following the links in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.